Tallowford, Forbidden Lands. 2 weeks ago. The crowd pressed close around the cracked stone ring at sunrise. Dust from the Viven grasslands curling at their feet. Torvik, broad-shouldered and silent, regarded his opponent with a wolf's stare. Opposite him, Calen flicked his eyes about, fingers twitching near a pouch of sand at his belt. His hat tipped low to veil a sly smile, and his nerves. Neither man had chosen this trial. The village magistrate, eager to see outlanders punished for a perceived slight, had decreed that justice would be meted out by blade and fist. Torvik bristled at Calen's silver tongue and shadowed reputation. Calen, for his part, took exception to Torvik's pride and the unyielding judge's look he'd worn the night before. The fight began in a blur, Torvik's strength crashing forward, his strikes measured and unrelenting. Calen ducked and twisted, fighting with guile and speed, snatching at any advantage he could find. Fist thudded, boots scraped, and the sounds of exertion rang over the stones, while the gathered folk jeered and cheered in equal measure. At first, the contest was merciless. Torvik landed a heavy blow, nearly felling Calen. Desperate, Calen flung a handful of gravel toward Torvik's eyes, drawing a thin line of blood across his cheek, only for Torvik to seize Calen's wrist and force him to meet his gaze. For a fleeting moment, both men paused, and something unspoken passed between them. Not hatred, but the beginning of understanding. Then the battle changed. Where there had been brute force, now there was calculation. Where there was slyness, now there was respect. Bloodied and breathless, each began to anticipate the other's moves, Torvik offering Calen space to recover, Calen replying with a feint that landed wide, more warning than threat. The magistrate, sensing the crowd's mood had slipped from his grasp, barked for a victor. But the townsfolk, seeing two men who now moved in strange harmony, almost a dance, fell silent. In the final moments, Torvik feigned a blow that would end it, but let his strike go wide. Calen, rather than seize the chance, offered Torvik a steadying hand. They stood together, battered and laughing despite themselves. The magistrate, with little choice, declared the contest a draw, muttering about strange bedfellows. The crowd erupted, for they had witnessed something rare, two men forging a bond of honor, born in the dust of the ring. From that day, Torvik and Calen no longer counted one another as rivals, but as companions, brothers in arms. For trust, it seemed, could be tempered not only in peace, but in the crucible of combat. Today, the silver goat. "Well, my small friend," Torvik said to Calen, "it seems our renown has faded in Tallowford. The free drinks have dried up, and folk no longer wish to linger in our company." He glanced around the inn, noting how the townsfolk had returned to their routines, barely sparing the pair a second glance. "We are no longer the talk of the town," Torvik added, lowering his voice. "And I do not know about you, but I am starting to run low on silver." Calen let out a theatrical sigh, patting his nearly empty coin pouch. "You speak true, my friend. I am down to 3 silver, and I enjoy food far too much to go without. Over the past couple of evenings, I've caught whispers, rumors of a castle to the west, and villages in ruins in Dankwood Forrest to the north." He leaned in, his voice a sly murmur. "I suspect 2 men with the wit and luck we enjoy might find new opportunity to fill our purses, and of course, opportunities to charm a few more maidens along the way." Torvik chuckled, leaning back and recalling the 3 young ladies Calen had wooed in the past fortnight. For a moment, a genuine grin creased his face, but then he grew serious. "So which shall it be, Dankwood or the castle?" Calen's trademark smirk appeared as he raised an eyebrow. "I say the Dankwood. I have a feeling it is less explored, and with your brawn and my, shall we call it, creativity, I wager we'll find adventure, and perhaps even a fortune." Torvik nodded, a glint in his eye. "Dankwood it is, my small friend." The two stood gathering their meager belongings and casting one last look around the common room of the Silver Goat Inn, wondering if they would ever see its smoky hearth or familiar faces again. With purpose and perhaps a hint of mischief, they set out for the unknown, ready for whatever the wilds might hold.